That morning, I had no idea my life was about to change on the way to the grocery store. I was just running an errand. It was an ordinary morning, the same road I always take. But that's the thing about life. It never goes quite the way you plan. I saw something on the side of the road. It was covered in mud. At first, I thought it was just trash. Then I suddenly stopped, looked again, and in that moment, my heart dropped. I remember yelling, "No, this can't be." I got out of the car and ran. A tiny kitten was lying on the ground. Her fur was caked in mud, soaked through from the rain. Her body was completely still. For a few seconds, I couldn't even tell if she was breathing. I knelt down and leaned in close, and right then she opened her eyes, and the whole world went quiet. 2 turquoise eyes, bright and clear, looking straight at me. But I could tell she wasn't going to last much longer. She didn't make a single sound. She just looked at me, and in that gaze there was only one thing, waiting. Like she had been waiting for someone for days. Like she was saying, "You finally came." Then she closed her eyes again. I can't put into words what I felt in that moment. For a second, I thought I had already lost her. My throat tightened. I scooped her up into my arms. Her body was ice cold. She was so light that I was terrified I was already too late. I sprinted to the car, called the vet, and floored it to the clinic. The only thought running through my mind was, please hold on. Red lights, traffic, horns honking, none of it mattered. She was lying on the back seat. At one point, she barely lifted her head and looked at me again. Without even thinking, I cried out, "I'm not letting you go, I promise. Just please hang on." When we got to the clinic, the team rushed her inside. Every minute felt like an hour. I stood there like I'd been waiting my whole life for something. Finally, the vet came out, and I will never forget the look on his face. "There's a serious infection, and her body is extremely weak," he said. Then he paused and added, "And her front paws are crushed." A car had most likely hit her and driven away. Something inside me broke right then. "Is she going to make it?" I asked. The vet didn't answer. His face said everything. He just looked through the glass window and gave a quiet smile. "This cat doesn't seem like she's ready to give up." For 3 days, she didn't eat a thing. She survived on nothing but IV fluids. I tried to stay by her side as much as I could. Every time I was home, I sat there waiting for my phone to ring, terrified that when it did, it would be bad news. But the phone never rang, because Atlas didn't give up. On the morning of the 4th day, I went to see her and quietly sat down in front of the cage. She opened her eyes, lifted her head, and slowly pressed her nose against my fingers. In that moment, every wall I had built up inside me came crashing down. Because for the first time, I felt it. She had chosen to live. I named her Atlas, because inside that tiny little body she was carrying the weight of the world, hunger, cold, loneliness, and pain. And yet she was still holding on. Weeks passed. Atlas got stronger. First she took a few steps, then she made it across the room, then she started to run. And one morning, something happened that I will never forget for the rest of my life. She walked into the living room, jumped up onto the couch, and stretched herself out right in a patch of sunlight. Her spotted fur shimmered like gold. She lifted her head and looked at me with those turquoise eyes, like she had known all along, like she was saying, "I told you so." In that moment, I realized something. I thought I had saved her. But the truth was something else entirely. Atlas taught me how to hope every single day, how to never give up, and that when you look into the eyes of a living soul, the whole world can change. Today, Atlas is napping in the sun. Everyone who sees her says how beautiful she is, but no one knows about that morning. The mud, the cold, the trembling little body, and that look that said, "You finally came." But I know. And every morning when I watch her, I think the same thing. Sometimes life thinks it's sending you to the store, but really it's leading you straight to a miracle. Because that day, I didn't find Atlas. Atlas found me.